everyone, welcome back to No Ghostwriter. I'm your host and presenter, Blessing Makosha. Make sure that you follow no_ghostwriter on Twitter and Instagram, and follow No Ghostwriter on TikTok. We have more videos like this one where we're breaking down rap for the rappers, and we're putting you on to the best independent, authentic, and underground hip-hop. So make sure that you check that out. And that's not enough, of course not, because we're really passionate about creating a platform for rap and hip-hop discourse and appreciation. So we're hosting a monthly cypher, which you can come check out if you're in London, or we're pulling up in your city, you never know. Make sure that you follow us so you can pull up to the function, and also sign up to our mailing list so we can send you updates from our blog. So if you would like exclusive access to behind the scenes content and full reactions with the music, because YouTube is an op, unfortunately, make sure you join our Patreon community. We're building it and we really want to hear from you, and we always speak to the Patreon before we put out a video because we like to hear your opinions and perspectives. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so there seems to be a general consensus in the hip-hop world that Monster by Nicki Minaj is one of the best rap verses of all time, and certainly Nicki's best. Now, in honor of it being Monster's 11th birthday, I thought we'd celebrate by challenging this, because every barb worth their pink wig knows that there is far more verses that are significantly, arguably, significantly as technically, you know, skillful as Monster, that are really good verses, that are strong, that get the girls going, and definitely have strong elements of Barbie and Roman in there. So I'm excited. We're gonna take a little meander through Nicki's discography. I love to do tours of Nicki's discography. One of my favorite things to do is to spread my Nicki Minaj propaganda and share with my friends, you know, surprise them, especially if there are like Nicki remixes they've never heard of. But today I am in the company of someone whose music taste is very good. One of the few people who I can actually, you know, they know the verses, guys. So I might get some challenge, I might get some resistance from some of the choices I make in this video, but I am a barrister. I can back up my points, I can back up why I've chosen the selection that I've chosen, and we're not gonna do this in any particular order, and we're gonna go for 5 verses. So here are 5 verses that are arguably better than Monster. And if you like it, make sure you leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe, and don't forget to share this video and use hashtag #NoGhostWriter when you talk about which 5 verses are arguably better than Monster. And as always, stream the queen of rap and hip hop, and I said so. Okay, let's get into it. So my first entry for verses that are arguably better than Monster is 5 Star Remix. Now, one of the reasons I absolutely love this verse is because it was one of Nicki's earliest features. If I'm not wrong, I think it was her first major feature, and started off her run of just fabulous star-studded features, and what made her the infamous and notorious feature assassin that she is today. Partially because of Monster, and also because of this verse. And 5 Star Remix is a really special verse. I really enjoy it. It gives me full Barbie nostalgia, and so I want to get into it. And although we're talking, because this is pen talk, we're just talking about the lyrics in this video, I know the aesthetics do matter. So maybe if you guys want, leave a comment if you'd like us to talk about what's the best artistic adaptation of a Nicki Minaj verse. So which verse has the best visuals and the best artistic interpretation of the lyrics? Let me know if you would like us to do something like that. I always like to get a little bit arty, get a little bit cultural, so let's do it. So let me know. Always, as always, whatever you guys leave in the comments becomes plans for future videos, and you guys have great ideas. So yeah, let's get into it. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we're gonna cut straight to the pen talk lyric breakdown, but if you're subscribed on Patreon, then you're watching the full thing and you don't really need to hear me say this, because we're gonna get into the verse. Okay, right. reason number one why 5-star remix verse deserves to be up there on Monster is because of the imagery. She opens it up with something, you know, I just had an epiphany, I need to go to Tiffany's. Like, it's just, you literally imagine her waking up in her Barbie dream house and just saying, I need to go to Tiffany's. And that's the thing I love about Barbie. You know, she's high drama, you know, everything just makes sense. You know, I always feel like Barbie is definitely, you know, Sharon Dion's favorite female rapper. Do you know what I mean? Like, Sharon Dion wake up and they're like, I need to go to Neiman Marcus. Like, okay, I don't know if they'd ever go to Neiman Marcus. I actually don't know. You know, I feel like fashion girls know what this feeling is like. You know, when you're a true, you know, you just, sometimes it's just like, I need this thing. Like, you know, it's a very Hillary Banks style way of being. And that's what I love about the opening. And then, you know, whereas on Monster, you know, when she says, pull up in a Monster automobile gangster, she's starting with more imagery. So whenever Nicki starts like this, it's sick, but I like the fact that she starts with the Barbie flow. So let's just talk rhyme schemes real quick. I just had an epiphany, I need to go to Tiffany's. Fendi on my slippers and my cookies always slippery. So, okay, we got epiphany, Tiffany, slippery. And then slippers is just a bounce, you know, and that's what I love about Nicki's verses. You can see where she bounces from one word to continue to the end of the bar, and it's just so fun because she'll tell you with a little bit of an image. She'll give you an image and then she'll give you more, like something very graphic, but the way that she's tied it to the rhyme makes it super smooth. So I just had an epiphany, I need to go to Tiffany's, Fendi on my slippers and my cookies always slippery. So in terms of breath control, I just did all of that in one, well, almost one breath. So I just had an epiphany, I need to go to Tiffany's, Fendi on my slippers and my cookies always slippery. Yeah, one breath. So when rappers rap like that, that's very hard, because when you're putting in that many words and drawing out that much breath, it's very hard to deliver anything other than just talking. Because think about it, it's hard enough to speak that much. So the fact that she delivers character and animation with that and doesn't let up for the rest of the verse is a very skillful thing to do. And I'm actually speaking from experience, because if you didn't know, I'm actually classically trained in musical theater and singing, and breath control is an important part of what you learn. Rappers don't get that. So the fact that she can come out the gate as a rookie rapping like that isn't to be slept on. So for that alone, those first two bars, yes, worthy of Monster entry. Okay, so continuing. I don't need help, I pay the bills on time, so I be yelling fuck 'em with a dildo sign. Now, that should not be underestimated or played with, because that's very funny for a lot of reasons. One, it's just like a play take on the classic F you, you know, rappers, when aren't they telling someone to F themselves? But the way she says it is very funny, because who on God's green earth has ever thought of a dildo sign? No one. No one has ever conceptualized that prior to this verse existing. And that's how you know a rapper's a good rapper. Nicki kind of reminds me of MF Doom, in the sense that the way when you listen to Doom bars, he'll just conjure something up that you're just thinking to yourself, right, I'd never thought about that before just now. So whoever thought to say F you with a dildo sign, you know, and I think she's used that bar as well later after this. So the thing as well is she's also mixing in women's empowerment in a way that only Nicki Minaj can do, because she's saying F 'em with a dildo sign because she doesn't need help and she pays the bills on time, which is just such a great rhyme. And whoever thought to rhyme I pay the bills on time with dildo sign? Nicki Minaj, that's who. So she said, 5 little mama, you a 3-star. Like, that is the character, the animation, you know, she takes a song, she embodies it, and she makes it her own. And I ain't sleeping when I say I'm in my dream car. Like, she just doesn't stop. Oh, did I stutter? Harajuku hyphen Barbie. You know, this is literally an assault rifle of lyricism, because the way she's just going, 5 little mama, you a 3-star. I ain't sleeping when I say I'm in my dream car. Like, the rhyme is one thing, but the way she's literally revving and amping up her voice is a whole other. Okay, so I'm gonna break down exactly why I think this verse is worthy of being alongside Monster for 3 main reasons. So first of all, it's the way that she starts the verse. I really like the way she starts this verse. I think she starts it really strong with imagery, and that's also what's very powerful about the way she starts on Monster. And I also like the fact that her rhyming is very fun in this verse. You know, she takes bills on time and rhymes it with dildo sign. Like, who would have thought of that other than Nicki Minaj? Seriously. And the way that she does these unique rhymes and sort of makes your brain go somewhere very unexpected really reminds me of other iconic rappers like MF Doom. I think Doom is known for being he can take you by surprise with how he chooses to end a verse. And he doesn't say the obvious thing. So if you think pay your bills on time, the last thing you ever thought she was gonna say was that. So I think the surprise element of this verse is what makes it worthy of being alongside or arguably better than Monster. So reason number 2 why I think this verse is arguably better than Monster is because Nicki was very much auditioning in this verse, and I think she was also auditioning in Monster. So what I mean by that is that Nicki knows that her competition has always been the men in the rap game, and that's not to say that the women in the rap game aren't competition. It's to say that because this is a man's world and it's extremely sexist, the access to true GOAT status for women is out rapping men. And with all of the prolific, you know, nature of ghostwriting within the industry, and we've talked about that a lot on the channel, I am just going to link you to a bunch of videos that we've done on the subject, and definitely leave your comments if you want more. But because of that, Nicki knew who her target was, and I think she's very much rapping like that. You know, even though she's directing the verse towards, you know, the 3-star bitches, she's still repping Lil Wayne, and she says, Young Money, red flag, no more on auditions. Ask Lil Wayne who the 5-star bitch is. And the fact that she's name dropping Lil Wayne, like, I don't think you guys understand who Lil Wayne is in hip hop. For her to come out and the way she was constantly talking her Young Money, Young Money, Young Money, and saying, ask Lil Wayne, ask Lil Wayne, that is a flex of flexes. It is seriously, seriously insane. And the fact that she came out with all of that confidence as a rookie, the fact that you could really clearly see that she was gunning from the top, that makes me really want to put this up there with Monster, because I feel like with Monster she did that, but she wasn't as intentional with it, you know, whereas with this verse she definitely was. So let me know what your thoughts are. And the last reason is just very much because it has definitely like my favorite bar or at least one of my favorite bars, where she says, I was in the chair, I was gluing my weaving. When you hit the stage, they was booing and weaving. She said they was booing and leaving. Like, it's just so funny because it's such a throwback, because I grew up in a hair salon, so I definitely grew up around Bond glue guns, and I definitely used to watch these ladies come in and get their hair glued in, and sometimes we would have, you know, there would be like, I think we had like, I don't want to say like Jamelia and then overstate it, but we had people of note come and get their hair fixed. So the idea of like Nicki sitting in her chair getting her hair glued in never fail to make me laugh every time. So that are my thoughts on why this is my first entry to be up there with Monster. I want to hear your comments and your opinions, and let's move on to the next one. So it goes without saying why I Want to Be With You is one of Nicki's best verses, easily one of her top 5s. And if you didn't know, let me put you on and get you onto some taste, because that verse, for the wordplay and breath control, is unmatched. It's literally peerless amongst her verses. Just the way she starts it, the way she starts with, I want to be what the comments to be, but I need a hood nigga with the llama degree, get the limited edition, not a Mara could be, in the pivoted position, got a part in the fee. It's like a tongue twister. She's literally rapping like Twister, and if you know the rapper Twister, then you know his whole thing is how fast he raps, and he literally raps like a tongue twister, and that's exactly how Nicki raps in this verse. I think it's incredible. Like, she's not rapping as Barbie per se as she is in the other ones, but she is definitely still giving you a hard-hitting verse. And just to break down some of the lyrics, because you know this is pen talk and we gotta get into the verses. And I don't know, because I think people don't tend to know this verse. I don't know whether you guys are all just like asleep, but this verse is incredible. So like I said, the tongue twister, the fact that she starts it with, I wanna be where the calmest will be, but I need a hood nigga with the llama degree, get the limited edition, not the Mars it could be, in the pivotal position, got a part in the fee. And that's all one breath. And you see the rhyme scheme. And that's all just with her rapping, and she's able to ride the beat in this crazy intricate way. Those 4 bars alone, I would love for you to present me with a Nicki Minaj verse that's seeing this verse. Like, I want you to, like, 4-bar intro. I want to be where the commas would be, but I need a hood nigga with a llama degree, get the limited edition, and a Mara can be in the pivoted position, got a part in the fee. Most of the time, when she starts her verses, she'll start the verse off, then she'll build you up and then smack you with it. But this one, she smacks you with it from the beginning. And arguably, in Monster, she revs up. Pull up in a Monster automobile gangster. That's kind of in line with the drum line, because the drum line on Monster is like do 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 do. So Nicki's going, she sounds like a drum, like a beating drum, building up. Whereas on this one, she's just going crazy. She just started off like vroom, like, you know when people have like the chainsaw. That's exactly how she started off on this. It was crazy. And then the rest of it is just this crazy, like, lyrical tongue twister. Because he bought a couple bags and he sent a couple whips and he took a couple trips and it's dinner in a mix. Now, that is storytelling, super compacted and really, really fun, because the way she raps that all in one breath is really fun as well. Because he bought a couple bags and he sent a couple whips. You know, she's telling you the story, but she's using the rhyme, bought a couple, sent a couple. Like, she says it like it's nothing, you know. Bought a couple bags, sent a couple whips, took a couple trips, now it's dinner in the mix. Like, she's saying to you, that's just, you know, what happens if a guy wants to, you know, chat with, you know, talk to me. If he wants to take me on a date, then, you know, it's a couple bags, it's a couple cars, you know, a couple trips. And then after that, we can talk about us having dinner, you know, you, me, and my liquor brand that I own. Because why would I drink someone else's when I could drink my own? You know, that's the kind of G shit that she's talking about. Bitches ain't got the couth. And C-O-U-T-H, because you can't spell it either. So the rhyming, the breath control is insane in this verse. I just think it's absolutely unmatched. Me, stew chicken, bacon, a couple cookies. Dick, arm veteran, ain't fucking with rookie. So the high school video, now we want to play hooky. Now, everyone knows that high school video was a smash, like a big smash. And I think it's quite funny. Nicki posted a story and she said that either Kenny or, so her husband, sorry, Zoo, either he or, she was talking about Papa Bear, her son, because she was pointing towards the back, and I presume she meant Kenny. High School's his favorite song. So I think that's quite funny, because she says, so the High School video, now I want to play hooky, and then she married them. Baddest bitch, I'm the catalyst. So the thing I like about this part is this is where you see Nicki is seriously a skilled lyricist, because this is like a little, you know, when you've been driving fast and then you just, woo, you slow down. Just the fact that she just gives baddest bitch, I'm the catalyst. It's a break to take you to the end, and then she tails off the rest of the verse. She's still strong, but it's just that lyrical tact, that adeptness with the verse. Like, I just want to know, this verse is so elite. Like, how are you gonna call yourself a respectable Barb and I Want to Be With You isn't on your top 5? I don't know about some of you guys. Honestly, the lack of reading, the lack of background knowledge, it's getting frightening. I'm not seeing I Want to Be With You on enough top 5s. Fix that ASAP. Okay. Right, so the killer, the killer on this verse is definitely the last couple bars. She said, ain't never been done, bitch, I added this. Nah, I ain't gonna shoot, I got mad assist. About to put a couple pieces on a mannequin. Got a big billboard out of Madison. At the Trump and you bitches at the Radisson. Like, she just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then she said, got the 22 on me and it's thin. Shoot movies, Jennifer Aniston. Crazy wordplay. Like, honestly, crazy wordplay. And the reason why this is sick is Monster is sick because of the, I think me, you, and AM should Minaj Friday. Like, every time Nicki does that, you know that the verse is about to go hard. So even though we're not getting, you know, ginormous Barbie influence in this verse, I still think for this verse is elite. Like, if Monster was a show of her lyrical skills, this verse is a freaking carnival. Like, I'm being serious. I seriously think we need to start having a real conversation about I Want to Be With You topping Monster. I'd like to see your comments. If you disagree with me, let me know. But now we're gonna move on to the next verse. So next up we have Bottoms Up, which is a Trey Songz feature verse that Nicki did. And I really like this verse because it's actually insane. Like, Nicki's delivery is extremely insane, but the way that she just delivers so hard from the beginning, you can see a common theme through the verses I picked is that these are verses where Nicki doesn't save any punches from the first bar. Like, she comes in hard, and that's why I really like Bottoms Up. So we're gonna listen to it, and then I'm gonna go take you through exactly why this verse is so lit. So just that start. So obviously she's asking a whole bunch of rhetorical questions, but she's getting into, like, she's basically playing Nicki Minaj if she was drunk. So that's what makes this so funny, because she raps this verse like she's drunk. And that character, this is why this is one of the best verses, because she brings in a lot of character. And like I said, the theme through all of these verses that I picked is character. She really presents that and does that well. And I like when she breaks and she goes, can I get that margarita on the rocks, and then salt all around that rim. Like, she's playing the way Roman would, you know, play, like vroom kind of sounds like they did in Monster. But she's also kind of emulating, you know, when someone's drunk and they keep repeating the same words over and over again. And that's what makes this verse really artistically really interesting. Like, the way that she took on the assignment of, we've got a song about alcohol, can you do a verse about drinking alcohol? And, you know, she's got something. This is where you can be commercial but still be unique and fun. And that's the part of Nicki's formula that no one can replicate, because it's just something that she did so well. So if it's not obvious, this is really a fun verse. So essentially, one of the reasons why this is hilarious is just the fact that she sounds like a crazy person. She sounds like she's talking to herself, she's talking to everybody, she's whatever. But that is the point, because she's Nicki Minaj and Roman if they went and got drunk, which is why she's super split personality. She's talking to herself and talking to them. She's doing a lot, you know, she's saying, she's telling us what's happening. I'm with a bad bitch, he's with his friends. I don't say hi, I say keys to the Benz. Keys to the Benz, keys to the Benz. Motherfucking right, yeah, V to the 10. You know, she's just like, it's a lot happening, but you can see it's literally her own. It's the same persona, it's the same boss bitch, but if she just went out and got wasted, which is why, like I said, Nicki does a commercial verse, but very, very well. So I think the rest of it is, you know, that, like I said, like, it's funny, it's just completely random. She's going from thing. She constantly does this rhetorical question thing, but the bit of it that's really, you know, it stands out is yelling all around the world, do you hear me, do you like my body, and a Nicki. Like, that is just, it's creepy in a way, which is why it's so good, because she's just done this long psychotic verse and now she's singing. Like, the reason why I think a lot of people like Monster so much and put it up there is because she's completely like unhinged. And if you want unhinged Nicki Minaj, look no further than Bottoms Up. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Bottoms Up really does it. And then of course the way she randomly switches back and says, hello, I'm still Nicki Minaj at the end, you know, it's like she's just completely sobered up. Rest in peace to Anna Nicole Smith. Yes, my dear, you're so explosive. Say hi to Mary and Joseph. Now bottoms up and double my dosage. Like, she ties it up with this beautiful bow. She like snaps us back to reality and ends it. That much entertainment in one verse is very much worth $1 million in my humble opinion. I think it's sick. I love it. And that's why I think it's up there with Monster. So if you agree, let me know. If you disagree, leave your comments, because I want to hear what you guys think. Now on to the next one. Okay, so on to verse number 4. We've decided that is going to Hello Good Morning remix. I don't know whether this is a remix or this is just like the Nicki Minaj version, but I had a look on Spotify. It's not on Spotify for some reason, but this verse, listen, close the door, delete your files, you know, all the other rappers can stop now. You know, thank you very much for your service. It was real. Bye. That's what this verse said. Like, this verse came into the building and just said leave, you know. This verse is the Nicki Minaj verse embodiment of, it's like, I don't even know why these girls bother at this point. Like, give it up. It's me. I win and you lose. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into it. The way she starts this, you know, pull up in a monster automobile gangster, you know, she said, I just came up in it a little bit self-centered. You know, you literally could have taken this verse as like an addendum to Monster and it would have worked because of the way she flows and the way she goes with the rhetorical questions again, like she did on Bottoms Up, you know. But did I kill a queen? Now Alexander McQueen's got the wrist on glow, the bottles is on Poe. So that did I kill a queen, the Alexander McQueen, like, there is a lot of history into those bars. And yeah, I don't want to get into it for the sake of this video because we're just talking about technical whatever, but if you want to do another pen talk about, you know, some of the outrageous things Nicki's said or alluded to in her verses, let's talk about it. But yeah, so you see she keeps up the flow, but did I kill a queen, the Alexander queen, kind of like this indignation of like, what did I do? And like, you can feel she's getting very amped and agitated, and that's why Roman is, incredible. And then, you know, got that shimmy ya, shimmy yo. Like, she's just like, what are you talking about? Like, you're just like, what are you saying? What are you saying? And that's why she's so incredible, because what the hell is she saying? But it works. And then she says, she snaps back, you know, she comes back, she says, what the fuck I look like, bitch? I run this town. I ain't coming up for less than 100,000. You know, she's telling you like what is very much tea and the booking fee. You know, man, last time I checked, I was bubbling out, about to turn down shows out in Dublin now. Wait, hold up, maybe they ain't get that there. It's like 1,100 horses. When I switch that gear, I just swerve on them, sort of like I missed that there. Then I push that little button on the sit back chair. You know, that technical excellence, people, technical excellence. She's just going crazy, and she just amps and layers and layers. You know, a Nicki Minaj verse is like a very delightful layer cake. You know, she's just gonna give you more and more and more and more, and then top it off with something brilliant, which she does do, because she says, then I push that little button on that zip back chair. Like, she just, it's like she just goes crazy. Roman comes in, like, what is happening? It's like explosions, fire, there's so much happening, and that's why it's incredible. And then she takes back control again, and she says, bitch, I do it because I get it. I got $1 billion credit. If you got $1 million, you could put it up and bet it. You know, she's back to flexing. She's like, listen, I am the one. I'm the one that's worth the most. If you got $1 million, I suggest you invest it in me, because you're gonna get that right back. You know, if you got him, you know, I just be like, hello, hello, but I never could salute them. Young Money, I do it for the youth though. You know, she's just very Nicki, very New York. She knows who she raps. She's rapping her people. She's the flyest out. She knows she's the flyest out, and she's letting you know that she's the flyest out. That's why I love it, because the swagger in this is incredible. And yeah, so I want to hear your comments. What do you think about Hello Good Morning Remix being up there? I think that I'm quite certified that this is definitely arguably better than Monster. Okay, so our fifth and final entry in my collection of verses that I think are arguably better than Monster is, drumroll please, Nicki's verse on Out of My Mind with B.O.B. I think this verse was incredible. Like, if you want to talk Roman, yeah, there's definitely Roman in here. So I love this. So we're gonna react to it, because I just think like the verse is ridiculous. The verse is ridiculous, right? So obviously you've got Nicki doing again. She's opening the verse super strong with rhetorical questions. But the thing that's very funny about this verse is, you know, you kind of have, even though I know we didn't talk about aesthetics in this video per se, you have very similar imagery here to in Monster, you know, crazy asylum kind of thing. And they definitely marketed the like Nicki Minaj is a crazy person thing, but it works because Roman. But the thing that's really cool about this, and the thing that's good, is she starts off like interrogating him. She's like, what's your name? B.O.B. So they're calling you the Bob? Like, it's literally like, what would happen if, you know, for whatever God's sake reason, you ended up in Roman's, like you had Roman's attention, like you had Nicki Minaj's attention, you know, what's your name? B.O.B. So they're calling you the Bob? Stop playing, you know I'm known for the Bob. Like, she's starring the way she would star. You know, a couple hit songs got you thinking you a heartthrob. So it's not so much this verse because of the like the lyrical artistry of some of the other verses, like I Want to Be With You or anything like that, but it's more for the character. Like, I think this verse is packed full of character. I think it's a masterclass of rapping with character in animation, and she's flawless throughout in this verse, like absolutely flawless. You know, the way she plays on his own personality. You don't need a feature? Nigga, I'm the feature. You know, she's playing on the fact that I'm Nicki Minaj. Everyone wants a Nicki Minaj feature, you know. she knows that she's like, you think you're a hot commodity? Well, I'm a hot commodity. And I think that's what made this verse really, really fun, because she's like, oh, you're hot? Like, how hot are you then? That's why it's so fun, because they played off of each other and they really had a moment. Whereas, you know, with other times when Nicki has tried to get the girls press, they tried to say it was beef, you know, and that goes for, you know, all people, not just the girls in the game, but like, you know, you've seen a lot of the times, like with Barbie Dreams, you know, Nicki tries to have fun with some of these rappers and it's tears. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, no one's rapping, everyone's just like in their feelings about something or another. So this song was really good. I like the fact that she was able to play off that, and I think that's why we got to get this extra layer of animation and character. But I really love this verse, and I like it when she sings airplanes, like, can we turn the airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? You know, that bit's really cool, because that's kind of like what she did in Bottoms Up, and you can see where she's singing and just giving you like, I'm in my, you know, padded room with my straight jacket singing to myself kind of thing. And the lullaby voice fits as well. She does it again, like she switches character and ends it, and then she ends it, you know, with like a different type of character. You know, she reps Baby, so she's always got her Young Money repping in there, and yeah, the way she ends it is just jokes. So this verse, I just think it's just like undisputed. I think it's a sick verse. I think it's very, very worthy of being up there in 5 verses that are arguably better than Monster. I think it's worth it. So I want to hear what your comments are. Let me know. Tell me what your thoughts are on all of the things that we've ranked in this video, and everything that we've talked about, and tell me what you think in terms of, are there any verses that are better than Monster, and if so, which ones? Let me know. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching my selection of 5 verses that I think are arguably, because everything is contestable, better than Monster. I really like these verses. I think they're very fun. I'm gonna update our No Ghostwriter Think Pink playlist with all of these songs, and Think Pink playlist is a playlist in celebration of Nicki's 2nd decade as the queen of rap and hip hop. Big facts, no printer. And it's a great playlist, so check it out. Quite a few people already following it, and we also have it on Apple Music as well if you don't have Spotify, so check that out. We'll put all these songs on there. But I want to know what your comments are, what your opinions are. What do you think Nicki's top verses are? Do you think that there are verses that are stronger than Monster? If so, which verses are they? As always, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share this video, use hashtag No Ghostwriters to talk about this video online, and make sure that you follow _Ghostwriter on Twitter and Instagram, and No Ghostwriter on TikTok. We're breaking down rap for the rappers and putting you onto the best independent, authentic, and underground hip hop. I have been your host and presenter, Blessing Makosha, aka Big Money B, because I'm focused on cheddar and I'm focused on cheese. If you want to follow me, it's at Blessing Makosha, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.